stranger than fiction.
All right, everyone, welcome to our very first deep dive, and we're going to be talking all about AI.
Whoa, yeah.
Specifically for you guys, our younger listeners out there.
Right.
AI is everywhere these days, right? But trying to figure out what's real and what's hype can feel a little overwhelming.
It really can.
So we're here to break it all down for you.
Yeah.
I'm Peter Dahlwall.
And I'm Nora Kane.
And we're going to be diving deep into how AI is changing the world.
Especially the creative world.
Exactly. Like think about music, art, even entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading an article just the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And it was saying that some of the songs and videos that we love might actually be made by AI.
Isn't that wild?
It's crazy. Like, have you ever thought about if that song that you just can't stop listening to was actually made by a computer?
That's a good question.
Right.
It's totally possible. And, it's not just music either.
Really?
AI is being used to create some really incredible visual art pieces and even write movie scripts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's this thing called AIVA.
AIVA.
Yeah, it stands for Artificial Intelligence Virtual Artist.
Okay.
And it can actually compose full classical music pieces.
Really?
It's pretty mind-blowing.
So wait, hold on a sec.
Yeah.
This AIVA thing, like, how does that even work? Does the computer just, feel inspired?
That's a great question, and it really gets at the heart of what AI creativity actually is.
Right.
Because you see, AI isn't feeling inspired the way we do as humans. It's more about patterns and data.
Okay.
So these AI systems are trained on massive amounts of data, like music, art, text, and they learn to recognize the patterns in those things and then create new stuff based on what they've learned.
So it's super sophisticated, but not really about emotions.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like if you fed a computer every pizza recipe ever,
Uh-huh.
it could come up with a brand new pizza combo, but it wouldn't actually be craving a slice.
That's a great way to put it.
Right.
And this whole idea of AI creating art is causing quite a stir.
I bet.
Yeah, some artists are really excited about using AI as a tool to push their own creativity further.
That makes sense.
But others are worried that AI might make human art less valuable or even replace human artists altogether.
Yeah, I can see why they'd be worried about that.
It's a super complex issue with no easy answers.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know that article that you sent about AI generating movie scripts?
Uh-huh.
That one really got me thinking, could Hollywood writers really become obsolete?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Where do you see this all going?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Uh-huh, right.
And honestly, no one really knows for sure.
Yeah.
But what I find so fascinating is that AI is really pushing us to rethink what creativity even means.
That's interesting.
Like if a machine can create something beautiful or something moving, does it really matter that it doesn't have human feelings behind it?
One of the articles you shared actually argues that AI can't be truly creative.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it lacks the, emotional depth and real-life experiences that inspire human art.
That's a really valid point.
What do you think about that?
I mean, it's true that AI right now is really good at mimicking and remixing styles that already exist.
Okay.
But whether it can truly innovate and come up with something totally new,
Yeah.
something that reflects a deep understanding of the human experience, I think the jury's still out on that one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about music, art, movies, but you also said some research about how AI is changing the way we use language.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, definitely. AI is making huge waves in how we communicate, and a lot of that is because of these things called large language models.
Okay.
Have you heard of GPT-3?
Oh, yeah, GPT-3, that's like the superstar of AI right now.
Totally.
Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
But what does it actually do?
Well, GPT-3 and other models like it are basically super-powered language wizards. They can write different kinds of creative text formats like poems, codes, scripts, musical pieces, email, letters, and answer your questions in an informative way, even if they are open-ended, challenging, or strange. They can even translate languages and help you write code.
Wow.
It's basically like having a super smart assistant that really understands and generates human language.
So it's like having a friend who's read every book ever written and can help you with your homework, write you a song, and translate that weird message that your friend sent in another language all at the same time.
Uh-huh, pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's really just scratching the surface.
Wow.
Think about it. If AI can understand and generate language this area, well, what does that mean for how we'll communicate in the future? Like,
Yeah.
will we still need to learn foreign languages?
That's a good question.
Yeah, will writing essays become a thing of the past?
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about.
Those are some serious questions.
Hmm.
So for all of us out there just trying to wrap our heads around AI, what's the biggest takeaway? What do we need to know?
I think the most important thing to remember is that AI is here to stay,
Okay.
and it's going to keep changing the world around us.
Hmm.
It has the potential to solve some really major problems in the world, but it also comes with some big questions about what it means to be human and how much control we have over technology.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot to think about.
Yeah, it is.
I bet you're already thinking about how all of this affects you personally.
Oh, for sure.
What stood out to you the most from everything we've talked about today?
For me, it's definitely the question of creativity.
Okay.
If AI can create art and even make decisions, what does that mean for human creativity and our control over those things?
Right.
Is AI a threat, or is it a chance for us to push our own creative boundaries even further?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's one that we're going to keep exploring in future episodes of.
What's going on with AI?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us for this deep dive. And remember, this is just the beginning of the conversation.
Stay curious.
Absolutely.
Right.